this is Felicia Bender, the practical numerologist. So today we're talking about coaching and life path number. So if you want to become a coach, an influencer, a best-selling author, maybe you want to host your own show, podcast, anything like this, yet you can't quite decide on maybe your angle, your ideal client, or your specific niche. Maybe you have several ideas floating around, right? So if this really describes what you're going through right now, this video is for you. Because let's see if we can gain some focus by looking at what type of coaching business would align with you by life path number. So this video you're watching right now is for the 5 life path. This is for the 5 life path if you are thinking about becoming a coach. And so if you are super serious about numerology, I advise you to look at your full numerology profile, of course, to get an idea about your all the things you do well. So, and yet if you only look at one other number other than your life path or with your life path, I urge you to also watch the video for your destiny or expression number if you know that number. Yet for simplicity, the life path determines your overall life's purpose. So we're going to focus on that for this video in particular. So please remember, a little heads up, this is a very brief overview. So this in no way and by no means covers all the possibilities that you would have as a 5 life path coach. It's really meant to just go over the basics and give you a basic pathway and some themes to align with. So if you are a 5 life path, I call you, the 5 life path is the sensuous freedom seeker. So your overall purpose is to develop this sense of fearlessness, adventurousness. You are so resilient. You are the most resilient of all the numbers, or versatile, right? And you are here to really become an agent of change and to embrace changing circumstances. You are really a catalyst. You're very catalytic. So being a coach is really perfect for you. So your really ultimate end game is the constructive use of freedom, or freedom through self-discipline. So that's always the caveat, right? For the 5. So we can talk about that later. But as a 5 life path, your niche, let's talk about where this might fall for you. So your niche has anything and everything to do with, well, let's just say anything you want. This is not like the other videos for all the other numbers. You really are a wild card, you 5s. So you're versatile, you're forward thinking, and as a coach, the 5 often is drawn to something that allows substantial leeway around what you do and how you do it. So I think that's a real key feature for you. You've got to have a sense of freedom. It's not a matter of being a coach within a rigorous system. So as a coach, you do excel with showing people, and we'll go through it for you. You excel at a lot of things. Let's bullet point a couple things. So you excel at showing people how to understand and work with fear and self-limiting behaviors. As a 5, you have worked with that yourself, maybe some addictions, maybe other things like this. You're an exquisite coach in coaching people through these things, these issues. Another thing you're good at is showing people how to develop a sense of adventure, adventurous spirit. So you could do things with travel, you could do things with languages, with different cultures, all kinds of things. Another thing you're good at is how to trust, teaching people how to trust and use life's experience to positively inform the future rather than to limit the future. That sounds kind of, I don't know, that kind of fuzzy or foggy or something, but it's not teaching positive attitude. It's basically coaching on how to change perspectives, how to understand that all the experiences are beneficial and lead you somewhere, because people can get stuck, right, in the negative. So you're very, very good at showing people other vantage points about how to look at experience. Possible points of power for you. Again, many of these, and yet we'll bullet point a couple of them. So one of them is sharing your personal experience and the lessons learned through that. You are nothing if not an entire playing field of experience, right? And I think about 5 Life Path Russell Brand. This is just a little aside. So I'm guessing he wouldn't really categorize himself as a coach, and yet he uses his history of addiction, other things of his 5-ness as a platform for helping others. And he's really run the gamut, right? He's kind of the poster child in my opinion of that frenetic 5. Been there, done that, done it hard, done it all, right? And now he's lived to tell about it and is galvanizing a sense of freedom around his metaphysical tools that he's looking at, all kinds of other things. I don't mean to get into Russell Brand too much, but I think it shows it's a really good illustration of I don't know, of the energy or where you might understand a trajectory of what you can do as a 5. So another point of power for you is you're very good at training people how to think outside the box. You're good with supporting people with your multi-levels of experience and showing them how to create levels of freedom on every level. So this can be emotional freedom, sexual freedom, financial freedom, physical freedom, et cetera, et cetera. Anywhere where you can nudge and catalyze again, freedoms with and for people is right up your alley. So a random thought, so Felicia's random thought for the day for you, 5 Life Path, is that you're often drawn to delve into the depths of the ultimate freedom, which not to put too fine a color on it, which we could brushstroke as enlightenment, metaphysics, right? So in this case, you're often very drawn to esoteric studies, to metaphysics. Usually you come to it in, in a funny side door, and yet yoga, meditation, any kind of out there forms of spiritual development, anything of this nature, often becomes something that either you coach on or you integrate into your coaching practice. You can do anything having to do with travel, with language, aviation, you name it. Again, anything having to do with those key elements of your 5, that freedom seeking, freewheeling, adventurous spirit that you can bring into coaching and into working with people. I think also about Brene Brown. She has a 5 Life Path. She's really proved to be, obviously, if you know Brene or know her work. I don't know if you know her personally. I don't, but she seems like a very interesting person. And she's really this powerful voice, this catalytic presence with the discussion about shame and vulnerability. And I also read recently that she talks about her struggle with alcohol and other things as well. So very 5, being able to use those personal experiences, use those personal stories to coach and to inform, right? So your only what yellow cautionary flag? Well, there's never just one, and yet I'll pull this one forward. So be aware of abandoning your practice before you really even get started, because that is often what a 5 will do, kind of flit, right? From one thing to the other, focus in, dig down, kind of get settled in, and again, the freedom that you will want and need with your practice has more to do with how you operate it rather than what it's about. I'm trying to kind of come up with a way to express that. It's that stick with it, and you can shift it as you go, because I know as a 5 you can get bored or frustrated when you have to do the business plan and do the financial stuff and everything. Bring someone on board to help you with that, right, as a 5. So again, watch for this, your life path, and your expression or destiny number, if you do know that one, for a more expansive picture of where you would thrive with a coaching business. So in the meantime, get out there and make it happen, 5 Life Path.